Hey, story fans, it's your old pal, the Writing Ref. Today we'll be talking about Ironheart, which did not do well among fans. Did okay with critics, but safe to say it could have done better as far as streaming records were concerned. So where did Ironheart go wrong? Well, we could point to several things, but there have been multiple videos on the internet about that. But I have one critical penalty in particular to call. So remember, I don't hate on shows like this, I just officiate. And with that, let's talk about it. Ironheart, right now.
Chicken jockey!
What do I sacrifice? Everything!
A penalty that we often call on this channel is executive interference. And that penalty can be called, I think, on this show quite a bit, because Marvel has that format where they shoot the big action sequences first, and then make sure they fill in the story later. How much did they do that on this show? To what extent? I'm not sure. But there are a few things that are jumbled up and seem to be thrown in, and things that aren't paced well to where we're getting to the real conflict of things in the third episode. But it's in that third episode where a certain character dies that I am calling a major penalty on, because everything that happens in the rest of the show is built around it. And it's this moment right here where Riri is stuck on the second heist she goes on, and for some reason the corporation they're after is evil enough to have a security measure to basically carbon dioxide poison so that the plants live, but anybody trapped inside will die. And that's a pretty stark security measure, when most security measures might try to incapacitate someone, say in a museum or something like that. But you're going to kill the people who are trying to rob your plants in this case. So, okay, sure. Superhero TV show, let's go with that. We've also just had the most stealthiest Iron Man ever sneak up on a guy who is monologuing for the longest time ever so that she can steal a piece of his cape. And instead of putting that cape piece in a pocket where no one can find it, she carries it around so that, of course, bad guy cousin can see that she's a culprit and turning against the team and all of that. So he tries to stop her. So I'm not even going to call a penalty on that moment. It's this moment here where Riri's suit comes to save her and she leaves, and basically the guy gets trapped and dies, that I'm calling a major plot contrivance on. So, and a plot contrivance penalty goes like this. You've got two arms of a clock, basically maybe 9 o'clock. And since a clock represents the plot, a timeline, a plot contrivance shortens that timeline and makes the plot happen too easily. So I've just kind of come up with plot contrivance on Ironheart. And here's the flag. Plot contrivance on Ironheart. This is, she's fighting for her life, mostly because of her own stupidity for not hiding a piece of a cape in a pocket or in her blouse like that. And she barely wins a fight, but only because they're both suffocating, and here comes her Iron Man suit to save her. She gets in the suit, she leaves, and then a split second after that, 4, 3, 2, 1, the door closes. Now, what they're trying to go for here is that maybe she leaves and didn't realize the door was going to close behind her. And they're trusting the audience to make that assumption. However, it's a bad trust on the audience because it's a bam-bam situation, and she knows that the situation's deadly, and her job as a hero is to make sure that guy gets out of there alive. And what is she rushing off to do? She's not really gotten any type of call, except that the only thing she has to do is get back to the post where she's expected. And nobody's rushing her. She just rushes out herself. She's in a rush to get back to where she's supposed to be, and that costs a guy his life. To a lot of people watching, it looked like she deliberately left him there to die, but I don't think that's what the writers intended. But still, the way that it's shown causes a lot of problems. The bigger contrivance here is that we're setting this death up so that the entire team turns against Riri. And the way that the antagonist finds out is through a vision given him by his cape, or the hood. So we have this vision here. And then he tells the rest of the team that Riri left his cousin to die, and they just believe him. Which works if they show that he has like a cult-like following from these people. But they don't demonstrate the kind of loyalty where they would just believe anything he says. So they need to set that up a little bit better. But really, this is a scene where if you take your time with it a little more, there's all kinds of ways that this guy can accidentally die and have Riri seem like she's the one who killed him. He trying to kill her and do the old thing where he uses one of his knives to stab at her, and oh no, he hit an electrical outlet and he died. But maybe the suit is programmed to protect her and blast the guy and hits him too hard and actually kills him. And what they really probably should have done, in my opinion, too much emphasis on this weird security system for this place. The only purpose that the weird security system needed to do was give Riri a fighting chance against a master martial artist, which she has fights against people who clearly outclass her later and still wins without the suit. But in this case, at this point in the story, it evens the odds for her, so I kind of like that. But it shouldn't be the thing that kills the guy. The thing that should kill the guy is the suit not working right, because the whole point is she's trying to upgrade this suit to where it works right. Even with the AI of her friend inside, there could have been something as the suit arrives that accidentally kills the guy. It could have accidentally blown up the door to where he couldn't get out. As it enters, maybe it enters and gives him such a powerful blast before Riri can get in it that he falls into like some poison bushes or something. And maybe she didn't know the bushes were poisonous. I mean, there's all kinds of weird plants in there. So that is how I would have handled it. Suit comes in, blasts the guy with a good old-fashioned Iron Man blast. He goes back, runs into some poison bushes that maybe get set up by, one of the other characters, and maybe some spores, and maybe he chokes on the spores or poison or something like that. And then the video cam footage, it doesn't have to come as a message from the hood, although that's interesting. But maybe the hood learns from his magical demon hood that Riri was responsible for the death. But instead of just having his word taken for it, he somehow is able to get the security cam, because there would have been security cameras all over this place capturing this footage. I don't even know if they turned them off. Normally they had the hacker person kind of do that, but I don't think they even bothered to have that set up in this. So maybe there was a security camera, recorded Riri's suit come in, blast the guy, and it looks like she killed him. And even though she didn't mean to, and maybe that's a source of conflict between her and the suit. Oh my God, you hit him too hard. Oh my God, you killed him. What am I going to do? Instead of, she kind of has a panic attack about killing the guy, but she's over it pretty quickly. It could continue to be a conflict where now it's another layer of distrust between the Stain Jr. type character as well. So they really didn't think that through. Maybe it needed one more draft of especially how it was going to look, how quickly she left the guy behind to get locked in, when I don't think they meant for her to realize that the door had closed. And they just didn't show or tell very well what they wanted to convey in that scene. That one contrivance kind of made the rest of the show go downhill until Mephisto shows up, because now Mephisto confirmed and everyone should be happy. Until next time, I'm the writing ref, and that's been The Call.